bring you unusual activity in the markets, show you which stocks I have been trading. I'll try to detail that for you, as well as a little bit of history about some of the recent trades that we've done. So without further ado, welcome to 3 at 3. The disclaimer is that our services and educational products provide information from us that we believe is reliable, but you know what? We are not your financial advisors, so you've got to decide if it's appropriate for you. So for the purposes of this, I will say this is for educational and informational purposes only. Full stop. Intellectual property rights, registered marks, trademarks, patents on virtually everything you're going to see here. Please ask us if you'd like to use it, and we would, of course, request that you cite us if you do use it. All right. I thought you'd find this interesting because Melissa Lee, the great host of the 5 p.m. show on CNBC known as Fast Money, she was hosting Halftime Report today, and this is some data that I wanted to show her, which was the 52-week daily high as far as volume, 48 million contracts. Now, August daily average volume is 28.7 million contracts. This is option contracts, folks. This is what we track. And as you can see, they have been moving up substantially, the volume of trade. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the case of Apple and in the case of Tesla, it means an awful lot. They both declared splits. I'll be talking about that with Tony Dwyer in, just over I guess 2 hours from now. Wow. So anyway, not even, 45 minutes from now, we'll be discussing with Tony Dwyer. So anyway, we'll talk about unusual option activity and what's going on there. And we'll talk about what has been going on in Tesla and in shares of Apple and the options of both those stocks. But just wanted you to kind of see this as a preview. You want to learn more about trading options? Go to marketrebellion.com/get started. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. You'll be able to see all about stocks, options, futures, cryptocurrencies at marketrebellion.com/get started. That's where we post our information. That's where you can learn more about becoming a better trader. XLI, I talked about it on, I guess, Friday. There you see it at 8/21/2020. And at 1:26 in the afternoon, I saw these unusual activities building in XLI, which is the spider for the industrial stocks within the S&P 500. As you know, these spiders, or SPDRS, are ETFs that break down segments of the S&P 500. And as they do, we see this 25,000 lot, which is 2.5 million share equivalent, since every option is for 100 shares of stock. And that's a pretty big trade. So what did I do? Well, as I told you, I don't just like buying an out-of-the-money call. Whenever possible, I like moving the odds further into our favor. And one of the ways I like to do that is take about the same dollar amount of risk, but instead of buying an out-of-the-money call, I will buy an at-the-money call and sell an out-of-the-money call, which is what I did here. So, for instance, the 79 calls were what you saw here. That's where we saw the unusual option activity. They were selling out of some 77 calls. They're rolling up to the 79 calls in September. And so rather than doing that and spending 80 cents or thereabouts, what did I do? I went out here and I bought the at-the-money 77 calls and sold the 80 calls. Now, what does that do? Gives me the right to take it from somebody at 77, that level, and sold the right, gave it to somebody else, the right to take it from me at 80. So that's a $3 call spread, a call vertical spread, the difference between 77 and 80, $3. This closed on Friday at $1. Where is it today? It's pushing towards $1.30, as you can see, because call it $2 versus 70 cents. That's $1.30. So closed at a buck. I paid less than that for it, but it kept moving up on Friday, and it's moving up again today. So we're up to $1.30 in this one. Not enough for me to take it off, but I just wanted you to see how I am trading this. Now, you, of course, could have sold those 79 calls and collected like 80 cents or so. I decided the 10-cent differential didn't really matter that much. I'd rather have a little wider amount on the table. So I think I paid 90 cents for this spread on Friday. It went out at $1 on Friday. And as you see here, it's close to $1.30 right now. More or less, I'll be looking to take it off as we go over 150, 160, something like that. I would be looking to take off half and pull that money off the table. Bang. Tony Dwyer joining us at 4 p.m. Eastern time today. So about an hour from when we started this broadcast, Tony will be joining us talking about the new highs. What's next? Well, Tony's the man. Tony and Tom Lee over at Fundstrat have been with us repeatedly, and these guys have been right. So you want to join us? You want to be there with Chief Market Strategist for Canaccord Genuity and Dwyer? You got to sign up over at marketrebellion.com for this free webinar tonight at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now let's get into some fresh meats, shall we? The first of our 3 at 3 is Purple. Purple, they're buying with the stock at $19.30. They're buying the September 20 calls, so just out of the money. And they're paying $1.15 to $1.40. I paid whatever, $1.25 for these. You might hear that time and time again that I don't get in at the low price. Almost never. Why? Because when Pete and I and our analysts see something on unusual option activity, we post it first, give it 15 minutes, then we trade it. So sometimes our guys have run it before we can get in at the prices that we show on the screen. But that's where the buying started. That was our trigger for getting in. 5,500 is 550,000 shares of this stock, Purple. 550,000 shares of stock at $1.25. You know, give or take, folks, that's $700,000 committed like that to a trade because every option's for 100 shares. So I got in this one. There's where it is now. It's moved up from $19.30 to $20. You see that kind of V-shaped bottom there. Is that a bottom that holds at $19.20? Well, we hope so. But I've got a limited risk trade on in this one, as I've said, paid about $1.25. And I'll be looking to, and I don't believe I've sold them yet, I'll be looking to sell higher strike prices against the calls that I bought, because I can then mitigate theta, which is time decay, and vega, which is volatility. Talk about that. You want to learn more about it? Go to marketrebellion.com/get started. All right. Second of our 3 at 3, CCL, Carnival Cruise Line. Who in their right mind would be buying Carnival Cruise Lines? Me. Why? Because the closer we get to a vaccine, the closer we get to these guys being back in the chips again at fractions of what they were trading for before COVID hit. People still like cruising, folks. So let's keep our eye on it. Stock's 1576. They're buying not this week, next week expiration. Because this week is the 28th of August expiration. Next week will be the 4th of September expiration. Those are the calls they're buying. 16 is the strike price. So they paid 50 cents to 82 cents for these. That means $50 since every option's for 100 shares of stock, up to $82 since every option is for 100 shares of stock. And 1.5 million of these mean they put down about $1.25 million like that to buy these calls. That's somebody I want to follow. So I did, and there's the stock moving through 16. As you see here, 1576 to 1610. 36 cents, give or take. It's nice. Let's see if it keeps going. I like the odds, and I like the way that we've moved risk down rather than increasing our risk by buying the stock. So that's our second of the 3 at 3. And now for the third and final of our 3 at 3. Yeah, baby, Boeing. Why? Well, because Boeing's working already. So you see this one. We saw it in the first hour and a half of trading today with the stock trading at 174 after it made a nice pop to 174. It was up. We see the August 28th, that's this week, 175 calls trading from $2 to $4. They double up, right? Go from 2 to 4. So the people that got in early on it already doubled their money. If they're disciplined like me, they're taking off half, because that's what I do. When an option goes from 50 cents to a buck, or in this case, $2 to $4, I would take off half. I have taken off half, but I'm not in at $2. Where am I in? Well, let's take a look at how the stock has moved. It's now 176.30. So as I say, here it's moved up over $2 since we saw this unusual option activity. That is why you trade options, my friends. So it's moved up to 176.35. These calls, very actively traded, are no longer just trading 9,300. They've now traded, I think, over 30,000 contracts. And there's a look at some of that as they make that pop through 176. And you see there those calls moving up from $2 to $5.45 and $5.40 on your screen there. So that's a nice pop. We'll take some profits here. And then because these options expire this Friday, the 28th of August, I will be looking to take a lot of, if it continues tomorrow, I'll be out of most of it, because I don't give short dated options a lot of time. I want to pull that money off the table fast. Does that mean I might leave some money on the table, miss out on some? Yeah, it does. And that's okay, because pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. I'm perfectly happy just being a nice little piggy and making money, just pulling money off the table. So an option goes from $2.40 to $5.45, and I've doubled my money. I take off half, and I let some of it run. And I put a tight stop on how much I'm willing to let it pull back before I cut the rest of it. Bang. That's how we trade, folks. You want to learn more about unusual option activity? Go on over to marketrebellion.com/UOA. That is marketrebellion.com/UOA for unusual option activity. We can show you how we do it. We, so far today, probably put up 20 trades. If that's too many for you, well, we've got one trade a day. If that's too many for you, we've got one trade a week. You decide what's the appropriate amount of trading for you. I like to trade very actively, as you've probably seen. So I like to trade in and out every day that the markets are open. Now, just to remind you, Tony Dwyer joins us at 4 p.m. Eastern today. The only way you can listen to Mr. Dwyer and our market technicians over at Market Rebellion is to sign up for free right now. And we'll send you a code to get in. That is marketrebellion.com. You'll see how to sign up for Tony Dwyer, and I encourage you to do that. We'll send you an email to make sure you join us. Thank you, folks. I hope you have a great day. It's been a wonderful day trading for me, and I hope wherever you are, you're safe and happy, and I'll see you soon back here on Market Rebellion.